Hello and welcome to Deku Tarot. I'm going to be doing your Virgo full moon tarot reading. We're also going to go over the astrology, really talk about what kind of energies, the Virgo full moon or, super moon is going to bring up. It is 0 degrees in Virgo, and it is the largest super moon and the closest the moon will be in 2019. Depending on where you are, it's the 18th, 19th. So this is a really powerful, really interesting full moon, just because Pisces and Virgo are kind of opposites. They're on the opposite sides. They're both mutable signs. One is mutable earth, one is mutable water. And this is happening on the first day as we step into Pisces season. So there's a strong Piscean fantastical energy, and that Virgo full moon, the Virgo supermoon, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it the full moon for the sake of the reading. It is going to bring a lot, it's going to want to bring a lot of order to that chaotic, Piscean, dreamy, fantastical. I mean, the moon card is representation of Pisces. This is my Hieronymus Bosch deck. And I was drawn to do this because for me, not my Hermetic, I always want to call it the Hermetic Tarot because the Hermit, which is your card if you are a Virgo, or, the card that represents Virgo, it's all over this deck, so which is honestly why I wanted to use it. It just felt like the exact energy that was needed for this astrological event here. The Virgo full moon, I mean, because it is in 0 degrees, it is in its strongest degree. It is the most Virgo energy that you could get in any type of lunar, supermoon, full moon eclipse. So when it is in 0 degrees, it takes on the strongest form of that Virgo energy. It brings out the strongest Virgo qualities. And Virgo is, again, all about bringing order to chaos, organizing things. Also, it is all about it's going to bring up a lot of energy of what is going to make us feel safe in the long term, what is best for our long-term growth, happiness, stability, especially in terms of financial, also in terms of, our relationships, etc. Which, I mean, again, check out my second half of February or my mid-February love readings for all your signs. I do kind of talk about how this energy is going to be affecting you guys in your relationships and in your love lives for this second half of February and probably really until that the new moon. So, anyways, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, and then as I'm talking about it, I'm going to be shuffling some cards here just to see, I kind of just want to see some of the energies that are coming up. We'll look at your challenges, and then we're going to look at some advice for you guys. So again, when the full moon comes up, I do like to tell people not to rush into things, not to make big decisions, not to go forward and say something huge to somebody, say something life-altering, life-shattering, because full moon is, it's very strong energy, and it can make a big deal out of something that isn't big. Or again, you could think that you have this all under control, and then you go to talk to somebody, or, if you want to talk to your partner about some issues, it's probably not a good time to do it. You might want to find a better time, just because even though the desire is there to organize these things, to bring stability to chaos in any part of our life here, it's going to be difficult to have a rational and non-emotional, it's going to be hard to control where that conversation is going and the things that are said and that come out, okay? So I just like to, warn people about that. Even though the desire is there to talk during this time, it's always better to kind of see what you gain at this point and then, wait a week or so and then talk about it. If it's still there, find a better time. But anyways, so this is going to bring forth a lot of long-term sustainable survival energy. It's going to be really the root of our energy with this moon. We're going to be looking for safety, and our need for it really is going to be coming together with order. We're going to want to order even our emotions. I feel like a lot of people are coming to me with readings, or, a lot of my clients are asking a lot of questions that to me is really ordering the emotional chaos that's happening within you at this time. I mean, everybody feels it. I feel it too. I mean, I've been working and thinking very deeply about my own emotional chaos, my own emotional structuring, really, and how to bring more structure for the long term, how to give myself the life that I want. So let's see, any energies that are coming up specifically. Yeah, anyways, it's going to really bring us this desire to organize, especially, again, what we're feeling within us, what our feelings are, especially in our relationships, what feels chaotic, what is not going to, serve us in the long term. And God, I can't wait to do these Uranus and Taurus videos for you guys. I'm having some big plans for that because, again, it's going to be huge and it's going to hit you all very differently depending on your sun, moon, rising signs. And I just can't wait to talk about it because it really just feels like we're getting very geared up for that energy to kind of sweep us off our feet here in the beginning of March and throughout March. It's going to create a lot of change. Again, even though this Virgo full moon is talking about long-term stability and bringing order to this chaos, you know, Uranus is going to enter Taurus on, I think that's like March 6th. And it's going to just... it's going to uproot us at these, in these exact areas and make us reconsider, you know, what is going to make us happy and safe and what we really need and want for the long term. A lot of people are going to be changing on those fronts. A lot of people are going to be, you know, seeing relationships and even friendships, work situations very differently and maybe even go in opposite directions. There's a huge shakeup coming up for everybody. I mean, yes, it's going to hit the Tauruses and those in the last few degrees of Aries the hardest for the next couple of years, but it's going to be felt by all of you in a different way. And I didn't want to get too into that because, again, but it is such a huge energy and it's definitely playing out in the background of this. So yes, as we're trying to bring chaos and, you know, what is going to, you know, we're asking the questions of what's going to make us feel safe materially and at our base, at our roots, the long term, and how can we get more of that? How can we achieve that, you know? How can we achieve like this organization of our emotions? How can we come together here and bring order to this situation, bring order to any energies that are, you know, not balanced, not still, not, you know, not feeling right within us. Whatever isn't feeling right within us, it feels like, again, that's our focus right now. However, it's interesting that this is this is the biggest supermoon and it's happening right before Taurus and Uranus because Taurus and Uranus is going to throw up all of this stuff. You know, it's going to take, you know, the proverbial picnic blanket and just go whoosh and everything's going to go flying up and you're going to say, okay, well now what is it that I really do feel attached to and what don't I feel attached to anymore? I think a lot of people are going to be asking these questions over the next, I mean, yes, the supermoon's bringing this up, but I think this is going to be a long-term situation here. That's going to be, that Taurus and Uranus is going to be really having us focus on at least, you know, I mean, for some of us the next 7 years, but for a lot of you guys, you're going to be feeling it very strong over the next couple of years. Releasing things, situations, people, even just items, physical items that no longer hold value to you, things that you're just holding on to. Look at what's around you and think and ask yourself, you know, what can I let go of safely? What am I holding on to that is bringing me no joy, no happiness, no anything? What am I just holding on to out of, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like you're holding on to a lot of things out of like almost like routine, like you're just so used to being this way that you can't see it another way. You're going to be questioning those things, okay? So again, let's pull some cards here before we get too much into this. Let's get some cards about some of the energies that will be coming up for you guys. Again, this is a general reading. It is not meant to and cannot resonate with everybody, but these are the energies that we're going to pick up that we will be feeling as a collective here, as a general collective for everyone that is resonating with this reading. What people will be going through. Get the towers. For some of us here, this is tower moments. We're realizing again, what is it at our roots that we, you know, what about this tower that we have here needs to be, you know, taken down here? What have we built our, we need to build on a solid foundation is really what the tower says to me, is that whatever the foundation that we've had has not been solid, and we need to build upon something more solid. There has to be work done in that situation. Hopefully you guys can't see my coffee. I hope I didn't just put it in this shot there, but anyways. The tower to me is, I mean, that's a big shift of energy. The tower, yeah, it's scary in a lot of ways, and it makes your heart skip a beat a little bit, like, oh my god, what's that? But when it happens for a reason. It's happening to take out something or to make you really look at something, look hard at something in your life and say, this isn't working for what reason? Why is this not working this way? And it gives you the opportunity to transform your life here. So yes, the tower is clearing away the old. It's clearing away what is no longer working, and it's throwing it up in your face. But look at what it brings in. Healing. And that's also, to me, I always see kind of the Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups here as very Piscean energy, or, you know, Cancer energy. But To me, this is really saying that that Piscean energy is coming in here to say, you know, yes, this Virgo brings the reality. Virgo brings a really heavy dose of reality to the situation, because Virgo is based very much, I mean, it's an immutable earth sign, but it's very based in what is practical, what is working out. You know, again, Virgos are known to be very organized, very on the ball about things, very grounded in reality, very much like, if I want to go on this vacation, I'm going to have to pay this much, so I'm going to have to do this much work, and I should go find a side hustle. You know, they're always thinking like that. You got the Virgos make goals, and that Virgo energy is going to make those goals. It's going to be bring up, you know, long-term goals and how we're working towards accomplishing them. And the Tower, the Knight of Cups here, shakes up, you know, it brings in energy that allows us to get rid of anything that was holding us back in those aspects. If we're keeping things in our life here, relationships, people, jobs, ideals about, you know, career and work, and even how we see ourselves, you know, those kind of situations are going to be thrown up in the air and have us look at them again and be like, why do you believe this about yourself? There's no reason. And if you want something better, you're going to have to love yourself and rebuild on a new foundation. Find something that you enjoy, something that connects with you. Interesting. But for some of us here, again, this is going to bring up Tower moments, revelations, things that are going to come up and out. Again, I'm going to tell you guys to try to avoid expressing your if you're coming to really intense, you know, conclusions within yourself, and you're in a relationship or even a work situation, I would not recommend going at these people and saying, you know, I think that, you know, we need to take a break, or I think we need to be in an open relationship, or I need to leave this job, or unless you pay me this much. Yeah, those are all great things, but now it's not the time to have those conversations. Full moons are not going to make us say the things that we really want to say in the way we want to say them. And even if we think that we're doing that in the right way, it's probably going to come out wrong, and the other person might be really upset, and it's going to cause a Tower moment. For some of us, I mean, you can't help it. It happens. Maybe it's your partner or somebody else in your life that brings on this Tower moment. But it allows a sense of healing and love to come back in. You can rectify the situation by having an open heart, by loving and understanding this energy in a different, more Piscean perspective. The Four of Cups. So yeah, anything that we're dissatisfied with. When I see the Four of Cups, look at how they're both, the Hermit and the Four of Cups here are both very introspective. They're both alone. They're both kind of sitting by a pool of water here, and they're both thinking about, you know, what is it that I'm not happy about? And I actually want to read the description of the card, the Hermit, in this deck, just because I love the description in this deck. I think it's just one of the most amazing, it's one of my actual favorite cards, actually, in this deck. And it just has such a nice message about looking within and seeing things from a different perspective, which I do think that this full moon is going to bring up for us. The Hermit is, through his own strength, man can be refreshed by a monstrous shape as if it were the most angelic of visions. So yeah, this is, you know, about our thoughts here. And having them come in and understanding, you know, maybe we're looking at something so negatively. Maybe we were looking at it from a fear-based place here with that Piscean energy coming in. It does feel like, you know, sometimes we can get lost in the moon too much, and fears can become reality. We start thinking negative things about ourselves and our situation, and it's not healthy. However, it seems to me that the Piscean energy is playing off this Virgo full moon in a really nice way. I think that it allows us to see our path forward, especially in terms of material, especially in terms of love, and especially really anything like that. Again, anything that is grounded, rooted, anything that is long-term safety, security, happiness for you. I do think that it's allowing, you know, yes, we're having the reality come crashing down and having it, you know, kind of slap us in the face, but whatever this Tower moment is for you, something is being released, or something that was contributing to a shaky base, to whatever, a shaky foundation, to whatever this Tower represents for you, whatever the situation, you know, that this surrounds for you, whether it be, again, a relationship, career. I think it's going to be mostly around those types of situations, honestly, is what I'm feeling mostly for you guys, or mostly what's coming out here is, you know, long-term relationships, love, and long-term career and life goals. You know, we're having a big shakeup, and again, that Taurus and Uranus energy is going to come in and shake it up again. So I don't hate that this Tower moment is here, because I think that it is preparing you guys to build brand new foundations and to see things from a more Piscean perspective of what is it that you want, what do you want to give back to the world. You know, Piscean energy is very fantastical, very emotional, very dreamy. What are your dreams, and how can we bring them to reality? You know, what is it that you feel? What is it that brings you joy and love? And how can you get more of that? And how can you bring, stability and security to that for the long term? Because right now, with the Four of Cups, we might be dissatisfied. We might be frustrated. But the Four of Cups also says that, through this dissatisfaction, we're not willing to make those changes. We're not willing to make the changes that need to be made here. Or, we're unwilling, we can't see them for what they are. So we're not making, the efforts. The Four of Cups says, if we're dissatisfied, if we're not happy in our current situation, effort needs to be taken here. Yes, we can sit here and be sad about it for however long you want to be, but we need to reach out. We need to, we need to reach out to our higher self to withdraw again from a normal situation with that Hermit energy and reach out within us and figure out what this, feeling is. What these feelings that are coming up are, again, bring order to that chaos. That's what this is that's what's happening here. We're becoming too stuck. We're unable to see situations, people, opportunities that are being, pushed into our lives here. Again, situations with again, all of that are being kind of thrown up in our face. And we might not want to move forward on it. We might want to, look down instead of looking forward and saying, how is this Tower moment affecting me? And what is it going to bring me in the future here? Now that, everything is cleared out. Now that everything is, the pieces, the Tower came down, the pieces fell where they, let the pieces fall where they may here. But you look at, what has happened after it all, and then just try to bring order to that. Try to understand it by looking within. However, again, there needs to be, we need to have a a little bit of a better, more positive viewpoint moving forward here. Because yes, this is talking about, these are both kind of to me talking about, looking within and trying to see a situation for the reality of it rather than for that emotional, scary quality. And I just think that this is a really good time to do that, but it's also not the best time to allow our fears and our, all these illusions. Again, if we're having illusory feelings, negative feelings, we're like, I need to go yell at this person, or I need to go tell my partner off and say that this is it, or, we're breaking up or something like that. We need to be tolerant also at this time. Accept imperfections in life. Trust is really a big message that I'm getting here, is whatever is happening right now, trust that it's happening for the best. You need to trust life, let it run on its own terms at this time, and you need to resist any allure of anything that tempts you or promises you other things that are not based in reality. Anything that distracts you from whatever this reality is not going to help you at this time. All right, so let's look at some advice. I'm going to look at a couple cards of advice here with the same deck. Or actually challenges. Let's get a couple for challenges. Challenges for my lovely followers here. Anyone who's resonating with this. Challenges that will come up during this full moon in Virgo. Challenges. Three of Coins. Building with others. Building new foundations with others. This can be challenging. That Tower moment there, it's challenging. Because whatever you think you've been building, you might be questioning again. It might not be good. Some of you, again, might be emotionally leaving something behind, or again, actually leaving something behind. Thinking about moving. You're thinking about moving forward here and what it would mean. Five of Swords. That's to me really just saying, don't fight. Now is not the time to really fight people. Again, experience this more. I mean, we'll look at the advice, but what I'm getting is, downloading a message that's really strong right now is, focus all of these feelings internally. Experience them. Try to experience them internally. Yeah, maybe you can talk to somebody about some of these feelings, but make sure that the person that you're talking to isn't going to take it wrong, isn't going to immediately get upset, or it's not going to result in some type of horrible moment or, horrible misunderstanding at this time. Because again, the full moon to me, this all talks about inward. So if you don't feel like now's a good time to talk to people, or that you need some time alone, it's a great time to take that time for yourself here. Really understand what's happening. Because the Eight of Cups is, there's love there. It's not the Ten of Cups. But whatever the situation is, it feels like, yeah, I'm happy, but this has run its course and I need to move forward. So maybe that's what we're deciding about a situation, a work situation, a relationship, something that we built here together. Maybe we're tired of fighting for something. Maybe after we looked inside here, we're like, why am I fighting? It feels like I'm just fighting myself. For some of you guys. But yeah, we're looking for something deeper is really what the really what we want. We want to build a new foundation on something deeper. We're looking for something deeper, and that's really what is coming up, honestly, as a challenge at this time, is to look deeper. Look deeper at your emotions. Again, with that Four of Cups, it shows again that there's dissatisfaction there. You're not happy with some aspect of your life, and something needs to be changed. You have to be willing to look within and be willing, again, to not fight the energies, not fight the information that comes in at this time. Because, again, some of us, it's going to be painful. It's going to be difficult to swallow. It's going to be difficult to, you know, make the right decision and know that, you know, what you're doing, even though it's painful, is the right thing. And I just don't think that now is the right time to make those moves. I think now is a great time to think about it, to understand it, and to put, you know, a label to it. As in a very Virgo sense, you put a label on it, you know, put a label to it, organize it, understand it. You know, do some research on yourself. It's really what I'm saying. Because something has really been built up, but it isn't quite right. And we have to turn away. We might have to strike out in a new direction. Even though what we're stepping into, it feels like it's not clearly marked. It doesn't give us direction. We're going to have to trust that we're being guided here. Hold on one second. Alright, and on that note, I think it's a great time to move on to the challenges. I'm sorry, on to advice. I just did the challenges. What am I saying? Alright, so let's look at some advice. And I kind of want to look... I mean, I'm going to pull a couple with my Hobbit here, with the Hobbit deck. And then we're going to look with one Love and one Stacey DeMarco Oracle, okay? Love Oracle and one of my Halloween Oracles. And I apologize for my voice, guys. I couldn't do the weeklies this week. I've been chugging tea, but I have personals to get through. I've got a lot of work to do, and I can't risk losing my voice for any longer. And I've lost it. That's just why I'm only doing this one video for this week, I think. But if you do want to get a personal reading, I am still open for that. And if you want to get a love reading in February and you are a subscriber, take $6 off of any love reading you book. All that information on booking a private reading right below this video in my description box. And again, because I'm not doing my weeklies, do check out your mid-February love readings. Check out your February overall readings. And I'll be out with the March monthlies and the first weeklies for March very soon, okay? As soon as I just let my voice rest for a couple days. Alright, so let's see. Clarify. Some advice for this full moon. Knight of Swords, interesting. Knight of Swords. A lot of people have messages coming in. Three of Wands. And Five of Wands. Alright, advice. Advice for this kind of stuff. This is interesting advice here, huh? The Knight of Swords is, to me, I often see him as when we receive messages through like text, email, or, you know, very quick, very sudden, very passionate, energetic messaging. Again, we're getting some type of messages, or we might be messaging people back and forth. That might be a better way than talking face to face at this time if you have something important to say, or if somebody's like, hey, are you okay? Instead of going right into it, be like, yeah, I'm just, you know, sorting through some things right now, and maybe we can talk about it at a different time. Just now might not be the best time for this type of conversation. So that's how I would say, if you don't want to have a conversation that you know somebody's pushing you to have, and it's gonna, you know it's gonna come out bad, I would say push it off. You know, stay under the covers. The Knight of Swords, though, Three of Wands, Five of Wands. Seems to me that whatever messages is coming in, though, or, you know, whatever downloads, especially, again, for me, yes, this could be outside people messaging you, but also I see the Knight of Swords as mental energy coming in, mental clarity coming in, you know, clarifying messages by looking within with the Hermit. We're understanding how to move forward in some aspects here. The Three of Wands is, you know, having our proverbial ships come in, or knowing, you know, that we're moving forward here. You know, there's energy that makes us want to act very suddenly, and we need to make sure that our actions and the way we're communicating isn't totally cut off from emotions, if that makes sense here. There's an excessive forthrightness and like an inability to communicate from a more grounded emotional perspective with that Knight of Swords energy. So again, I feel like whatever is coming through, you know, leave it for another day to express to somebody else if you have to talk about it. But also just allow these things to come through. Allow them to kind of push you forward a little bit, to see that, you know, there is a path forward here. Wherever you're going, it does feel like, you know, we're following up on new opportunities. We're meeting new challenges. You know, we could be thinking about, you know, towards the future here. Like, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. Or maybe you're kind of deciding between a couple different paths here and trying to decide, you know, where we're going. We're anticipating obstacles and preparing for them, again, with that Virgo energy there. So to me, this is saying that, and you know, anticipate how people are going to act. Anticipate how things are going to play out. If you want to, say, like, move across the world, anticipate what's going to go into that. If you want to break up with somebody, anticipate what's going to go into that and why. If with the Five of Wands, though, too, there's a difficult energy there. The Five of Wands is, you know, competitive energy. People, you know, all talking over each other. Everybody's got something to say. I would avoid any again, topics that might cause infighting issues, especially in group situations, family situations. There's a quarreling energy there. Quarreling over nothing. Feeling frustrated by the shifting circumstances. That's an energy that's there. And even though it's coming up as an advice situation, I mean, I wouldn't let people walk all over you, but also don't give in to the fight. Don't give in to that quarreling over nothing type of energy, because it's not worth it in this energy. It's worth it to receive what comes in and plan a path forward, but it's not going to be worth it to involve yourself in fighting. You know, see how some of these guys have their heads down? He's got his eyes closed, and he's looking the other way, and he's got his eyes closed. It kind of seems like they're all got their eyes closed. They're all looking in different directions. There's just a need to, again, look at it from different perspectives. Everybody's got a different perspective here. Everybody's looking in a different way. Everybody's got their eyes closed to what's happening around them, and that's what is happening right now. So it's not going to be the best time to communicate, you know, with our eyes closed, if that makes any sense. All right, so let's get some advice from Spirit in terms of romance. Angels, in terms of love and romance. Advice for the full moon. Advice for the full moon. Virgo full moon. Beginning of Pisces season. Advice for relationships and love. What's best for relationships and love in this Virgo full moon energy? What do they need to know? For relationships and love in this energy. Separation. Wow. Okay. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay. Wow. That's difficult. The romance angels are helping you during this period of separation from your partner. This card comes to you as an indication of angelic support as you spend time away from each other. While you're apart, the angels can help you fill your hours with healthy activities, which will help your present or future relationships. This card may indicate a temporary period of aloneness, such as while your partner is traveling for business, or a time in your life when you're single and preparing for your next relationship. It can also mean a marital separation or divorce. Call upon the angels for support and guidance during these transitions. They can help you discover the deep healing to be mine as you spend time alone, which prepares you for the next part on your relationship journey. Beautiful. I'm actually going to leave that there for you guys. So again, some of us here with that hermit energy might need to be alone. Might be thinking, hey, I think I need to take a trip alone if you're in a relationship or married. Or again, if you guys are separated right now, it might be for the best at this time, because we both are experiencing things differently. And it's probably not a good idea, again, to have a deep conversation. Separation, it can actually be better for relationships sometimes. Sometimes people need to fall apart in order to come back together, or to take time separately to be their own person before they can grow together. All right, let's see. Messages from Spirit, advice from Spirit. Skeleton, strength, love it, amazing. Wow. This one seems so dreamy, and this one, again, is like an actual skeleton, very rooted in reality. So I think that is perfect next to the Pisces card and next to the Virgo card. I think it's just kind of funny. So let's check that out. Skeleton. Should the skeleton card bring itself to your attention, dare to show strength and vulnerability if that is what you really feel. Shame, pride, grudges, or embarrassment are hefty burdens that need not be carried through the darkest of nights. So again, it's important to be strong. It's important to rely upon your own strength, but also dare to be yourself here. Dare to show your bones, show your strength here. It's also important to release burdens that cannot be carried through to this next chapter in your life. So again, I think that this is going to be a really, really big full moon, on the, you know, right before we hit Taurus and Uranus. So again, this is a big last, like, woof of energy, it really feels like. I don't remember when that new moon is. I could check it, but I don't think my book is right here for that. I try to write all this stuff down, but sometimes I can't. But it's, again, I just keep getting this message to not push things. Don't push things right now. It's going to be, it's going to be difficult to have the you know, just because you're understanding things differently, you get it now, doesn't mean you have to go run up to that person and say, this is how I feel, now I'm so excited to tell you. You know, it's not a good time to do that, I would say. And also, the new moon is on the 6th as Uranus enters Taurus, so, okay, so I can't wait to do some of those videos. Keep an eye out for those. Keep an eye out for your March monthlies and weeklies. Thank you guys so much, and again, please do share. Oh my god, I cannot speak. Please do share and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. And if you are a subscriber, all the information on booking a private reading is right below this video in the description box. And as a subscriber, you can take $6 off of any love reading booked in February. Thank you guys so much. Check out your videos for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for your monthlies and weeklies and mid-month love readings, okay? Have a beautiful Virgo full moon and entering Pisces season. So thank you guys so much.